Civics Bowl action is heating up. Only one match remains before the semifinals.
The Civics Bowl is made possible by Eastern Washington University, Canopy Credit Union, the Avista Foundation, the League of Women Voters of the Spokane area and of Washington, and by viewers like you.
Hello and welcome. I'm your host for Civics Bowl, as well as President and General Manager of KSPS, Gary Stokes. We hope you've been enjoying the tournament this season. We started with 10 teams from Spokane area high schools, and after today, we'll be down to the final 4. Let's take a look at the tournament bracket. So far, Lewis and Clark, the community school, and Liberty High School are in the semifinals. Today, we'll find out who gets that last spot. Will it be North Central High School or Central Valley High School? Let's meet each team now. North Central, we'll start with you.
Amy.
Jake.
I'm Nora.
Anastasia.
Thank you very much. And in the audience, we have NC's alternate Atticus and their coach, John Knight. Central Valley also joins us for the first time this week. They automatically advanced after their opponent in one of the play-in matches had to cancel. Let's meet the players from CV.
I'm Zach.
Abigail.
Izzy.
Brian.
And we also want to welcome CV's alternate Jameson and their coach, Rob Rowe. Thanks for being here, teams. We have 4 rounds of new questions ready for you. By the way, questions were provided by volunteers from the Spokane branch of the League of Women Voters. Okay, let's look at the rules for our first round, the toss-up round. I'll ask a toss-up question to all players. You must wait until I've finished reading the question, then you can buzz in to answer. Whichever team answers the toss-up question correctly will receive a bonus question. All questions in this round are worth 10 points. There is no deduction for wrong answers. You are encouraged to collaborate with your teammates only on the bonus question. Teams, are you ready? Let's begin. In the 1760s, the King of England levied new taxes on the colonies. However, the colonies had no representation in the British Parliament. What is this called? Zach.
Taxation without representation.
Correct, and here's your bonus. Give one example where taxation without representation exists in modern America.
In the District of Columbia.
That is correct. Toss up, both teams. Name 3 of the taxes enacted on the colonists in the 1700s. Zach.
The Stamp Act, the Tea Act, and the I'm not sure, sorry.
NC?
Stamp Act, Tea Act, and Sugar Act.
That is correct. Here's your toss-up bonus. It wasn't only taxes. Name 1 additional policy imposed on colonists at that time.
Martial law.
That is incorrect. The Writs of Assistance, Proclamation on 1763 Restrictive Training Practices, and Intolerable Acts. Here's your new toss-up. What actions did 9 of the 13 colonies take to oppose the Stamp Act of 1765, which taxes printed paper? Zach.
Boycotted paper goods.
That is incorrect. NC? Jake?
Formed the First Continental Congress.
That is incorrect. They convened the Stamp Act Congress. The delegates prepared a strong protest statement calling the Declaration of Rights and Grievances of 1765 against British policies and sent it to the king. Your next toss-up is a video question.
Hi, I'm Spokane County Commissioner Al French. I represent District 5, which spans part of the South Hill, Airway Heights, and the western side of Spokane County. And here's your question. Which type of direct primary requires a voter to be a registered member of a party to vote in that party's primary election?
Abigail.
Closed primary.
That is correct. And here's your bonus from Commissioner French.
Washington is one of only a few states that provide for a top 2 form of open primary. Briefly explain how top 2 primary works.
It's a primary where the top two candidates are selected for that party.
That is correct. And here's your toss-up. Which document is superior to all other laws according to the 1819 McCulloch versus Maryland decision? Jake.
The Constitution.
That is correct. And here's your bonus. Pictured here, who was the Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court when McCulloch v. Maryland was decided?
Marshall.
That is correct. And here's your toss-up. What is the name given to powers that can be exercised only by the national government and not by the states under any circumstances? Brian.
Enumerated powers.
That is incorrect. NC? Exclusive powers of the national government. Okay, name two things the Constitution requires the federal government to guarantee to the states. Abigail?
Education and traffic laws.
That is incorrect. NC?
Regulating voting and regulating education.
No, that's also incorrect. Republican form of government, protection from foreign powers, protection against internal disorder, and recognize the legal existence and physical boundaries of each state. Here's your next toss-up. When the House and Senate versions of a bill differ, what kind of committee is formed to create a bill that both can agree on, a compromise bill to send to the president? Zach?
Conference committee.
That is correct. Here's your bonus. What is the product of a conference committee called? Need an answer.
Reconciliation.
A compromise bill. Here's your next toss-up, and it comes from another guest presenter.
Hi, I'm Patty Murray. I represent all of Washington State in the U.S. Senate. Here is your question. How many years are respective terms of office for members of the U.S. House of Representatives and for U.S. Senators?
Nora?
2 for House of Representatives and 6 for Senators.
That is correct. And here's your bonus.
In November, Washington voters elected me to a new 6-year term. Why did the framers of the Constitution think senators should serve longer terms than representatives?
Provide stability.
Framers hoped a smaller Senate would be more experienced, enlightened, and responsible than the House. Here's your next toss-up. Who is the president of the U.S. Senate? Izzy.
The vice president.
That is correct. And here's your bonus. Several U.S. vice presidents served in the U.S. Senate prior to moving into the executive branch of government. Name 2.
Biden and Obama.
It was too late. Harry Truman, Alvin Barkley, Richard Nixon, Lyndon Johnson, Hubert Humphrey, Walter Mondale, Dan Quayle, Al Gore, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris. And that was your last question. Great job, teams. Good start. We'll be back in a moment to get to know the players a little bit better and then play the head-to-head round.
Here's the answer to last week's question. Which president used a law, later deemed unconstitutional, to imprison a member of Congress for calling him pompous? John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, Andrew Jackson. The correct answer is A, John Adams. The Federalist Party, which advocated for a strong central government, believed that Democratic-Republican criticism of Adams and Federalist policies was disloyal. Congress passed the Alien and Sedition Acts of 1798, which gave the president the power to arrest citizens and deport non-citizens who criticized the government. Some 25 people were arrested, 10 convicted for violating the acts, including a congressman from Vermont. The laws expired soon before Thomas Jefferson became president in 1801, and he pardoned those who were convicted. Stay tuned. This week's question is coming up later in the show.
It's time to get to know our players and their schools a little bit better. We've asked each school to produce a video for Civics Bowl. North Central, we'll start with yours.
Here at NC, we don't think of our students and staff as just those. Oh no, we see them as family, and this family has done some incredible things. We have run groovy shoes against Shadow Park multiple times, and we were also named the most spirited school in Spokane. We also have had a consistently high graduation rate over the years. In addition, we are also the only school in our district to serve 6th through 12th grade in one school through our IST program. We always encourage one another to do their best and ensure success. In short, we are a community who always sticks together through thick and thin and make sure we all do good.
And now let's hear from each of you. What is your class year and your favorite subject in school? Amy.
I'm a senior and my favorite subject is science.
Jake.
I'm a senior and my favorite subject is science as well.
Nora.
I'm also a senior and my favorite subject is history.
Anastasia.
I'm also a senior and my favorite subjects are science and history.
Thank you very much. Central Valley, it's your turn, but first, your school video.
We are Central Valley High School,
Where our motto is excellence in all we do.
Our athletic program has earned an impressive number of state championships and even a national championship.
The Central Valley Activities Program is well-rounded, allowing opportunities for any and all students' interests.
served by dedicated educators, CV prides itself in our academic standards and true learning opportunities available.
Our nationally recognized performance and visual arts programs help enhance the lives of our students and our community.
The tradition of achievement has spanned 96 years, and we honor and value the legacy of those who came before us.
But we are more. We are
competitive,
united,
kind, diverse,
courageous,
caring,
intelligent,
creative,
strong,
inclusive, spirited,
classy,
persistent.
And we are CV, where we are excellent in all we do.
Now let's hear from the players from Central Valley. Players, same question to you. What is your class year and your favorite subject in school? Zach?
I'm a senior and my favorite subject is orchestra.
I'm
Abigail?
a senior and my favorite subject is social studies.
Izzy?
I'm a senior and my favorite subject is biology.
And Brian?
I'm a senior and my favorite subject is chemistry.
Thank you all and thanks for being here. We're going to get back to the game with the head-to-head round coming up next. It's time to go head-to-head. Teams, here are the rules. Just as with the last round, you must wait for me to finish asking the question, then you can buzz in to answer. Correct answers are worth 10 points, no deduction for wrong answers, and teams, you are not allowed to work together in this round. Let's remind everyone of the score. NC 40, CV 60. Are you ready? Let's go. Name 5 of the original 13 states.
Virginia, Maryland, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, Rhode Island, and North Carolina.
That is correct. Next. Which president said the following? The presidency is not merely an administrative office, it is preeminently a place of moral leadership.
George Washington.
Franklin Roosevelt. Next. Name 3 qualifications for president listed in the Constitution.
Must be over 35 years old, must be a resident of the United States, and must have, I don't know.
Natural-born citizen of the U.S. Next. Only Congress can declare war according to the U.S. Constitution. Who is empowered to carry out a war as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces?
The president.
That is correct. When the Supreme Court meets in conference, who is allowed in the room?
The judges and their advisors.
That is incorrect.
President?
The Chief Justice and the 8 Associate Justices. Next. What do we call nonviolent, deliberate violations of the law to protest laws or policies?
Civil disobedience.
Correct. In 1963, which U.S. Supreme Court case guaranteed the right to legal counsel regardless of ability to pay in all criminal courts?
Miranda versus Arizona.
Incorrect.
I don't know.
Gideon v. Wainwright. Next. Recently, 2 executives of a startup company, Theranos, were prosecuted by a federal agency for making false claims about their products. Which federal agency investigates the violation of security laws?
SEC, Security Exchange Commission.
That is correct. Next. What executive order by President Obama in 2012 allowed some undocumented immigrants who had come to the U.S. as children to apply for temporary forbearance of removal? DACA, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. Next, what is one other privilege granted to DACA recipients in addition to deportation protection? Green card or work permits, apply for a driver's license, apply for a social security number, and some states grant other privileges such as waiving residency. Rather than going to a physical polling location, how do most Washingtonians vote in local, state, and federal elections?
Mail-in ballots.
That is correct. Next. What is the deadline in Washington state to have your ballot mailed or dropped in an official ballot drop box?
January 14th.
That is incorrect.
November 1st.
8 p.m. on Election Day. And that's the last question. Thank you all. Okay, we're going to get the scores updated, and we will get ready for the category round. It's coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. It's time for the category round. In this round, teams will answer questions from the following categories: body of the Constitution, the 5th District, party supremacy, judicial multiple choice, and county government. Each category has 5 questions that increase in point value from 10 to 30. Teams will alternate choosing a category. You can pick any category, however, you cannot jump ahead in point value. Points are deducted for wrong answers in this round. You will work together to answer each question. And now there's some strategy involved in this round, though. You can pass on a question, which means you can choose not to answer and no points will be deducted. You can also toss a question to the other team. The receiving team is then forced to answer that question and either win or lose the associated points. But you can only toss a question 3 times, so use them wisely. Let's remind everyone of the score. North Central 60, Central Valley 90. Teams, if you're ready, let's begin. And we'll start with North Central.
Body of the Constitution, please.
Body of the Constitution for 10 points. And once again, here's U.S. Senator Patty Murray with your video question.
Which article of the U.S. Constitution creates the legislative branch of government?
Article 1.
Article 1 is correct.
Body of the Constitution.
Body of the Constitution for 15. Which article of the Constitution creates the executive branch of government?
Article 2.
That is correct. North Central.
Body of the Constitution, please.
Which article of the Constitution creates the judicial branch of government?
The 3rd.
That is correct. CD.
Body of the Constitution, please.
Which article of the Constitution details how the document is to be amended?
Article 5.
That is correct.
Body of the Constitution.
Which article of the Constitution defines the process for ratifying the document?
Seventh.
That is correct. And that category is closed.
Judicial multiple choice, please.
Judicial multiple choice. What type of federal judge usually oversees pretrial proceedings? A, magistrate judge. B, Supreme Court justice. C, Court of Appeals judge. D, state court judge. Time.
Pass.
All right. That is magistrate. Magistrate.
Same category.
Which type of jurisdiction can be tried in either federal or state courts? Exclusive, concurrent, original, or appellate?
B, concurrent.
That is correct.
Judicial multiple choice, please.
What is another word for a judicial decision that serves as a guide for settling later cases of a similar nature? A, habeas corpus, B, affidavit, C, verification, D, precedent.
D, precedent.
That is correct.
Same category, please.
How much time do lawyers representing both sides of the case have for oral arguments before the Supreme Court? A, 30 minutes, B, 60 minutes, C, 90 minutes, D, unlimited.
Toss.
A, 30.
That is correct. And you have the next choice.
Same category, please.
Congress has created courts for the nation's territories. These courts sit in 3 locations. Which of these is not a location of the territorial courts? A, U.S. Virgin Islands, B, Guam, C, Puerto Rico, D, the Northern Mariana Islands.
Pass.
All right, the answer is Puerto Rico. Okay,
The 5th District.
5th District it is. Who represents Washington's 5th Congressional District in the House of Representatives?
CMR.
That would be Kathy McMorris Rodgers.
Party supremacy, please.
Party supremacy it is. Who is the only president in American history to serve unaffiliated with a political party?
George Washington.
That is correct. North Central.
The 5th District.
5th District. When was Kathy McMorris Rodgers first elected to the House of Representatives?
Pass.
The answer is 2004. 2004.
Party supremacy, please.
Thank you. Which president elected in 1800 started an era of Democratic Party domination in the U.S.?
Andrew Jackson.
That is incorrect. Thomas Jefferson. Okay.
Party supremacy, please.
Which political party saw 75 years of supremacy starting with Abraham Lincoln's election in 1860?
Republicans.
That is correct.
Party supremacy, please.
What 20th century era in American history brought about the return of Democrats to power?
Pass.
The Great Depression, the Great Depression. Okay, and that round is over. We'll check the scores and give you an update when we start the lightning round. Coming up next.
Every person who files a federal income tax return can assign $3 of their tax bill to the Presidential Election Campaign Fund. What percentage of taxpayers checked the yes box in 2020? A, 1.74%, B, 3.56%, C, 12.3%, D, 45.82%. Do you know the answer? Follow the QR code on your screen or go to ksps.org/civicsbowl to submit your answer and be entered into a drawing to win a prize. The deadline to enter is Monday at noon. And please, you're on the honor system here. No Googling. We will contact the winner directly and let you all know the right answer next week on Civics Bowl.
We're just one round away from finalizing the final 4 teams in the Civics Bowl semifinals. In the lightning round, we'll put 1 minute 30 seconds on the clock. This is your chance to answer as many questions as you can in that time. Each question is worth 20 points. Points are deducted for wrong answers. You answer individually in this round, so there's no conferring allowed. Let's get a final check on the score. Central Valley 170, North Central 165. Teams, are you ready? Let's go. Is the power to establish schools and conduct elections in our country a state or federal government power? Jake?
State power.
That is correct. What is the name of the process when government regulates how property can be used and what types of buildings can be built on it? Zoning. What term is used to acknowledge that the Washington state budget covers a period of 2 years? Biennial. Which amendment in the Bill of Rights assures the right to a fair, quick, and speedy trial? Jake?
6.
That is correct. Which amendment in the Bill of Rights assures protection against arbitrary searches and seizures without a proper warrant? Zach?
4.
That is correct. Pictured here, where does the U.S. judicial branch reside? Zach?
Washington, D.C.
More specific?
The judicial area of the District of Columbia.
That's correct. Which branch of government sets the number of associate justices and thus the size of the Supreme Court? Jake?
The executive branch.
That is incorrect. Legislative branch. True or false? In most European democracies, voter registration is required under a law, and unless citizens opt out, their names are automatically entered on registration lists. True. Who has been nominated as a presidential candidate more often, a sitting U.S. senator or a sitting state governor? That wraps it up, but anyone would buzz in? I'll give you this last one if you want it. A sitting state governor. Okay, that's it. And according to what I'm seeing on the big screen there, Central Valley 210, North Central 185. That was one heck of a match, everybody. Congratulations. We hope you'll join us next week as we begin the semifinals. Liberty and Lewis and Clark will play to advance to the championship match. We hope you enjoy playing along from home, and we'll see you next week.
Civics Bowl is made possible by Eastern Washington University, Canopy Credit Union, the Avista Foundation, the League of Women Voters of the Spokane area and of Washington, and by viewers like you.
If you're a regional school interested in taking part in Civics Bowl next year, we want to know. Go to ksps.org/civicsbowl to fill out our online contact form.